Yeah, well, if you're going to sing on my bed, I would appreciate it if you would take off your shoes. Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine.
I'm Kiara, and we're
we're
singing a song of Fandom. And today,
we're going to be talking about our creative process. Well, we've been asked in the past, how do you come up with these ideas? So we thought that we would make a video.
I just think of the count now, like, step one for creative process, What is step one, Jasmine?
Is coming up with an idea.
And, you know, this is probably the hardest part for some people. For us, however, it's not.
Generally, ideas are sparked with little more than a conversation in which something is like, oh, that would be cool, or a what if question that then leads to a spiral.
Usually this downward spiral just happens in conversations. Is that step two that you said?
Well, step two is kind of the discussion part of it.
Step two.
The discussion of the idea is kind of this next stage, I guess, where we kind of flesh the idea out a bit more and go into it in a bit more detail, figure out if it's something that we want to try and do, how that would work, what we would need to be able to do that, the kind of the story, what we're trying to get across through exploring this idea and that sort of thing.
The discussion is like, is this a viable option for us to actually consider?
And sometimes that's a no.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a not right now. We have a lot of ideas that we want to do, but at the moment they're just not.
They're in the back burner.
Yeah.
They're slowly getting to a fire.
I don't think that's quite what it is.
I don't know how back burners work, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate, right? Step number 3.
Once we've decided that we're going to go ahead with the idea and going to try and make it.
Sorry, I'm nodding. I'm listening.
So then, once we've decided that we want to do the idea and have kind of fleshed it out a little bit and figured out the general gist of where we want it to go, it then requires often a script being written. So that will often be me. Obviously Kiara will help and we'll read it over once I've done and
It also kind of depends on who's most passionate about it. I think a lot of the time one of us is kind of like, cool, this is your project to start working on.
Yeah.
I'm not that passionate.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes both of ours after this writing process. I think the writing process
or during it.
Step number 4.
So this is more where Kiara comes in after the script is written and we've got kind of the general outline down on paper and the characters and their voices and what we want to happen. Kiara is very much into the visuals and the sort of shots that we will need for different things.
So that's when I get my brain together and I look at this script and I'm like, cool, I see where this, like how to portray this shot, or you can convey this kind of emotion by doing this type of shot. So then I'll get my brain and I'll get my brain, because apparently it's not in my head, collect it from wherever it sits.
Gather it from the jar that it sits in.
Exactly, by my bed. And then I'll just, you know, start writing a shot list.
I am not quite so much of a visual person, and sometimes that's also helpful because I'll be like, Kiara, this is not, we're not going to do this amount of shots. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
We will do it, like, we'll cut it down and do like a less intense version of what you had planned.
But that's really good to have that kind of logical voice, because I'm not necessarily that logical and I'm very ambitious. So I'm not a Slytherin, but I am very...
You're almost a 50-50 Slytherin Gryffindor.
I am indeed. Step 5. This accent is knowing. Step 5. That's so insulting.
So then once we've done all of this preparation and discussion and all that in the lead up to it, and once we've sorted out obviously who's going to be involved, if we need extra people or if we just need us or people from our family, or then we get to the actual filming stage.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, this is my phone.
I mean...
So we use a Canon EOS 750D with a 18 to 35mm lens. But really what that means is that we don't have very technical equipment. No. Mainly I consult my shot list. So you got your shot list and I look at what's kind of done in the same spot, your same settings, because you can adjust that easier. And also a few takes because you're not going to be happy with your first one. Yeah, and so you just work your way through the shot list. Filming wise, yeah. We usually take like a day.
Depends on the length of the project.
Yeah.
A more ambitious project, depending on how intense Kiara gets, could take a full day.
Yes.
It just depends on what it is.
Number 6.
Isn't it more like No,
I think it's This is generally me, though Jasmine's going to be taking more of the reins of that.
Yeah.
What I do, I'm trying to think of my process now.
Do you have a process?
I totally do have a process. So I have my project, I have my shot list. I usually try and import my shots in chronological order. So before I even import them onto the program I'm using to edit, I look through my shots and find my best shots, and it might be helpful to delete your other ones, as in your other takes of that shot. Example, your lighting, adjust your noise levels in terms of making them all the same level so it sounds like you're doing the same shot. So editing, that's pretty much it, I reckon. Yeah, let's talk about our robot skit.
Yeah. Do you want me to start? Because I was the one who asked the leading question.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Walking in the door. One day, I'm not entirely sure what we were doing. I think maybe we'd hung out the clothes on the line or something. Oh, because we discussed the idea of doing a creative process video.
Yeah, we did.
And we thought that would be cool to do. But at the same time, we were like, but we want to be able to discuss it in conjunction with an actual idea and a project to show you that creative process. So I had kind of been thinking about this as we were hanging out the clothes, and as we were walking back inside, I just said, what if there were robots that lived among us and we couldn't tell the difference?
Yeah.
And so from there, we kind of had this whole discussion. What if there were robots that were indistinguishable from humans? So do the robots know that they're robots? What if the robots weren't actually in society and they were institutionalized? Would the robots have feelings? This was over the course of potentially like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was.
We were discussing this idea and how are we going to convey the story. Yeah,
because we had a few ideas, like I think one of my ambitious ones was like, oh, we'll do it kind of out in the world and, you know, be about this robot trying to find love.
Was that what we wanted to get across?
Exactly.
Was that to say that the human experience was defined by being able to find love?
Yeah, so we canned that idea, threw that in the bin. Then we went back to...
There is no bin over there.
We had another idea that was like, well, maybe it's the robot realising she's a robot.
Yeah.
Maybe she thinks she's human to start off with, and then she comes to this realisation that she's not actually human and she can't experience the same things as the people around her. We love that kind of idea, but we don't like it being out in the world.
We evolved to like a robot that has been, I guess, in an institution or a facility,
scientific,
and exploring her growth, and her discovery and the aftermath of her discovering that.
I'm so sorry, I'm very distracted by the cat. Alright, it's fine, she's gone. So from having that kind of discussion, so we discussed all of this.
Yeah, I'm writing down a voiceover script with collaboration with you.
I was like, you've just forgotten my name. Like, I suppose because like I already have an idea of, that's why we need to be collaborating.
Yeah, you'll be looking at what
Yeah.
I'm writing or what I've written as the voiceover script, and you'll be thinking about how to transfer that to a visual.
So then I kind of like write that, take that away from Jasmine, like, yeah, give me your baby. And then I embellish it, becomes a toddler. I don't know. This is a very terrible metaphor.
Yeah.
I write my shortlist and so if things don't work, as in terms of if it was clunky with the dialogue, I go back to Jasmine and be like, so should I cut this bit? Like, what were you trying to convey?
How can we change
this?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, there's two ways of telling a story, especially in film, where you have the visuals and you have the dialogues. Once we've done that, we look to filming it. So
So many days.
I know, because I just get passionate and I just start speaking. It's fine. I had a
the one who
point.
has to edit.
Filming. Yeah, when we're free, we film.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say about that, to be honest.
No.
Edit it. Usually show Jazz after I've done like a rough draft, and she'll be kind of be like, get her opinion, finish that trash up, and then it's done. So that's what's going to happen with the robot skit, and you'll see it.
You
It's gonna
will
be
have
great.
already seen
Oh
it.
yeah, sorry. You'll have already seen it. Did you have anything else you wanted to discuss?
No, I think that we've covered everything probably in...
Say it out again.
I think that we've covered everything probably in more detail than was necessary.
So give it a like if you enjoyed it. If it helped you with your own creative processes, let us know back down below. We'd love to hear about it, and we'd love to see what you make. Yeah, subscribe if you want to see wait, what? My brain just short circuited. Am I actually a robot?
See, this is a question that we've been asking for years.
Subscribe if you want to see more videos. We make videos weekly and they are incredible, so you should definitely see it. And we have an amazing schedule, so you know that we'll be making good videos because we plan them.
See you next time.
Bye-bye!
It's the end.
You've just like retracted into the...
That's the